Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Coalition. My name is Cam. Joining me tonight, a ghost from the past.
I'm so happy, Ari. You've made me very happy. I hope you're happy too.
Do I look happy?
Ari, man, what the fuck is going on? Where you been?
Just life, you know.
And obviously we've spoke off air and stuff, so I know why you've been busy in that. But just for the people at home, because I constantly get tweets, people in the Mixler asking me, "Where's Ari, man? How come he's never on?" You can just tell him from the horse's mouth.
I just grinding, work.
Just
not watching boxing
bills.
as much.
That's understandable, man. It's the same. Everyone has that kind of part where you don't have the time to watch your other priorities, so it's totally understandable. But at least people know now why you're not really on the show that much. But how's things, man? I hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm all good. Everything's the same.
Have you sorted your smoke alarm out yet, or?
Nah, I think it's still there. I should be moving out soon, so I don't know. You'll see. Maybe you might not hear soon.
If you move out, yeah, don't buy a smoke. Buy a smoke alarm just for safety's sake, but like get a proper one, get a proper one that doesn't beep every 1 minute. But Ari, obviously, you know your boy Degale. You come back on the review show after he fought in a unification fight against Badou Jack. Let's go through the fight. And how did you score it? How did you see the fight playing out?
I haven't really scored it. Like, I didn't have my scorecard app. I don't think I even have that app anymore. But I didn't use my scorecard app or anything like that. But I thought draw was the right thing. You know, I definitely gave the girl at least 3 of the first 4 rounds. So that's 3 rounds already. Then I thought he won 9, 10, 11. So that's a draw. You know, that's 6 rounds each. Obviously, they both had knockdowns. So in terms of scoring it by rounds, it has to be a draw, in my opinion. Or, you know, if you have a 7-5 to either guy, then yeah, for 7-5, it was definitely a close fight.
Yeah, we say it a lot. It's one of those fights where it could go either way. It's so close. I had it 114, 112 to Degale, but I wouldn't argue with anyone that had it a draw or had Jack slightly winning. I know Hamada messaged me on Sunday saying he had it for Jack, I think 115, 111. And he was kind of saying to me like he didn't really understand how I had Degale winning, but a lot of his argument was the fact that Degale was shoe shining a lot of punches were gloves and arms, and props to Jack. His guard was excellent, very tight, elbows tucked, and he did block a lot of shots. But a lot of people that I read on Twitter that did pick Jack for the win and scored it for him, they were saying, you know, the accuracy of Jack and the amount of punches he landed. But if you look through the fight, Jack missed a lot of his punches were blocked, and you know Degale's got really good head movement, and he does dip and you know slip the punches, the power hands and the power shots. So it's one of those fights I don't really mind anyone saying. I don't think you could comfortably say one person won easily and one didn't. I think it's just one of those fights. It's just close. It was a really good fight though, man. That last round going into it, I had Degale up. So when he got a drop with that beautiful uppercut, and he looked like he was gonna get stopped. That's why I love boxing, man, because you've got this really good competitive fight, and it could just really end for one guy who could be winning at that point. And it was exciting, man. I had that feeling, I had that tingle, no homo. But seriously, man, it was a really good fight to watch. Again, afterwards, people were saying it was average, it was this and that, but I don't know. I thought it was really good.
No, I find it fun. I've seen it because it's on Sky a lot, and I've been off. I haven't had work, so I was off Sunday. I was off today as well, so it's been on Sky quite a lot. So I've been bored at home. I've watched it like 3 times, 4 times maybe. Like maybe not watching the whole fight through, but like if it's on Sky, I'll just click it on. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't see anyone say. I can't see how it's not. You know what I mean? It's an entertaining fight. Very entertaining fight. You know what I mean? They stood in front of each other most of the time. I thought the girl moved around a bit too much, and that's why he kind of lost rounds. But he did that thing again, kind of thing where he switched off for a few rounds. But then again, he picked it back up. Kind of like the Darrell fight, you know, where he needed to pick it up late. And he would have, from scorecards, he would have had it, but, he got dropped to the last round.
Yeah, those mid rounds
as
usual.
Fair play to Jack.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8 I gave to Jack, especially the 8th. He kind of dominated him, he hurt him, he dominated with that
Yeah,
body shot, he kind of
hurt him to
chopped
the
him.
body.
Yeah, that body shot, he went on his
Yeah,
back after that. But after that, I thought kind of James got back into it. 8 was a swing round. I thought he won 9 quite comfortable, he won 10 quite comfortable. 11 as well I give him, and then obviously 10-8 to Jack for the 12th. But yeah, exciting fight. Just quickly, your opinion on a few things that occurred during the fight. The mouthpiece thing, because I know in the 11th round, I think the ref warned Degale about if it spits out again, or if the mouthpiece comes out again, he's going to get disqualified. And I think Jack brought it up in the post-fight press conference, but I don't really think it was an issue, Ari. One thing, obviously, now he's lost his front tooth, so he's not going to be able to put the pressure down on the gum shield. And the other thing is, the ref didn't do what a lot of other refs do, where he stops the action and, you know, takes the fighter to the corner and gets the corner to wash it off and put it back in his mouth. So if you're not doing that and he's fighting a minute, like 90 seconds without a gum shield, you can't then say, well, you know, you're deliberately doing that because you're letting him fight without it. So I think it shouldn't, you know, people can't really use that excuse for, in my opinion.
To be fair, I don't know the actual rules on, you know, spit up gum shield. I've only really seen it when, say, someone's taking a beating and then they want to break. You know what I mean? But it was just coming out. I don't know if he was spin out on purpose, because he was fighting on, like you said, he was fighting on straight afterwards, and he wasn't like looking for a break or pointing at the gum shield to the ref. And you know what I mean? At no points he ever complained about, oh, I need my gum shield back. So he kept fighting. So I didn't see no issue with it really. And maybe that was because of the tooth. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely made a significant reason for it. But again, just another observation. I know you saw the whole card, so it was quite prominent in all the fights where after the 1 minute rest in between rounds, if a guy took a bit of a beating or any type of big punishment, the doctor would have a look at him and almost do a kind of, you know, roadside, you know, police kind of test to see if, you know, if they were coherent and they could listen to instructions, step to the left, step to the right, walk forward to me, stand on one foot. I think in the Kaitra fight, he asked him to stand on one foot, which was quite amusing. But do you think this takes away a bit and, you know, it loses some momentum of the guy that's had the better round going into the next round? Or do you think it's good just for the boxers, because obviously we've had a lot of deaths in the past year? And what's your opinion on it?
It's something different. I didn't really realize it at first, if you get me. But I see what you mean, because I watched it. I saw it, and when the girl got knocked down, he told him move here, move there. I did think it was a bit weird, but whatever. If they put scientific stuff behind it, and they think maybe that's you know what I mean, for safety. But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe it gives them too long to recover, and a lot of time gets wasted as well. So I don't know.
No, that is a fair point, because in one of the fights, I can't remember which one, that I think he probably got another like 45, 50 seconds of you know, extra rest when he took a bit of a beating. So a lot of the times that guy could have maybe got took out in the next round just because, you know, he's still not recovered fully. But I don't know. I'd prefer safety over, you know, guys getting a bit of extra rest. I don't want any brain clots or brain damage or nothing. So yeah, I didn't mind it, to be honest. But just quickly back to Jack. Obviously, post-fight interview, Mayweather's in there whining, talking about when he fought Oscar, when he fought Canelo. Like, it's not about you, man. Come on. Like, you're retired. Focus on what's happening in front of you. But I don't know. I thought it was a bit whiny, man, personally.
Yeah, he was trying to make it about himself. I thought it was quite funny. I don't know. He was making it about himself and saying as if like, oh, Jack didn't get the decision because he's his fighter and stuff like that. You know, the fight was close. I don't see the problem. But can I say one thing about Jack as well? Do you know they're saying how they don't want the fight at super middleweight, and they're acting like he's missed weight before. I don't understand what the problem is with him staying at super middleweight. Did he really struggle that much? He didn't fade. You know what I mean? He wasn't weak in there. Because one YouTube channel I watch, actually I was just shouting out Hatman. He's been saying as well, like, what's the issue in terms of like Jack staying at super middleweight, because he wasn't naked on the scales or anything like that. You know what I mean? He made the weight. So I don't understand this big go to like heavyweight things about. He's still got his WBC belt. Who's he going to beat at light heavyweight? He can't beat Ward. He can't beat Kovalev.
He's fish food.
You know, so I don't know what big money fight they think they can get out there. The Degale rematch would do good, I think. Even though I don't think the Degale rematch would be possible because obviously Callum Smith's mandatory, and Hearn and Gallagher will push for that. You know.
Regarding the weight thing, I don't know. I've read on Boxing Scene in the past that he's saying he's had to have a strict diet for months and months to get down to the weight and make it. He is a big super middleweight though. Even because I've always thought DeGale's a big super middleweight, and compared, in the ring, significant size advantage with Jack. But what was your opinion on DeGale's shape? Because he looked amazing, and I've always joked with you that he's always carried a bit of man boob going on and all that. But he looked in wicked shape, and he actually kind of came pretty lenient onto the scales. Yeah, I think he was in about 1.5 pounds or something like that. Yeah, because I think he's got a new strength and conditioner, and apparently before that he'd never had strength and conditioning. That's kind of crazy. Think how far into his career, and only 6 months ago he decided to do that. So it just shows how much talent he's got, really. And obviously him and Jim McDonough, I think all they used to do was just running countless miles. So yeah, it's different now, isn't it? But obviously, yeah, it helped him, and most probably without it, he most probably would have lost this fight because, Jack was the stronger guy, So all that strength and conditioning he had actually helped him, but still Jack was stronger. Obviously, and
obviously he didn't fade like he usually does.
Yeah, I was going to say you watch Channel 5 fights where he's took 4 rounds off mid fight, and he had more work rate in this fight. Like, he did have those mid rounds where he struggled a bit, but I think that was just Jack finding his timing a bit and walking him down a bit better because he was cutting off the ring a bit more in those mid rounds. Jack was, but yeah, DeGale definitely his work rate and his output was a lot better than it's been in previous fights.
Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing someone saying in the comments, is Jack with Memo?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't really follow who's with who, but if he is, man, he's been injecting stuff into his jaw.
Oh man!
And he needs to continue that if he's going to go.
I knew he never had a bad jaw. He got caught cold in that Edwards fight. To be fair, even though he gets banter for it, come on, he got caught cold. And it was funny how he's flopping around in the ring and that, but I know Leon's going to come and he's still calling him Badou Jack, and
they're both dead to him, and super middleweight is a wasteland.
Yeah.
Let's play like Leon Bingo. Use all the words he's going to use, but just quickly, Ari, we touched on it, but is Jack basically fish food? Is there any decent 175s that he could beat?
Well, I'm not reading the game too much anymore, but all I know is Kovalev, Ward, Better Beast is still there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, maybe Stevenson you can take, because Stevenson's old, and I don't know what Stevenson's doing these days, to be fair. I'm kind of a bum these days. I'm kind of casual, but yeah, Kovalev, Ward, he can't handle them. Better Beast, I think you'd knock him out.
Yeah, I was.
But going back to the fight. Sorry, Cam.
Yeah,
Going back to the fight, obviously you see how Degale got that knockdown in the first. I liked how he kind of hit him with that punch 3 or 4 times before the knockdown. Did you realise that?
Yeah.
Where he was coming in with the left hand, and I don't know why after the knockdown he kind of stopped throwing that punch. I don't understand the reason for it. He was having success with it, and then he just went away from it. I thought anyway.
Did you notice in the 11th as well, 11th and 12th, he switched to orthodox, and he was having so much success in that 11th. But I think,
again, that's another thing. He didn't really switch this fight. Usually he's always switching. He didn't really switch a lot this fight, did he?
Yeah, it was more only he did it in the 11th, and then he did it in the 12th, which I think was a disadvantage because that's he put himself in a position where he got caught for the uppercut. Yeah, but yeah, man, really good fight. I'd love a rematch, but if they go in separate directions, fine. That's okay. I'm sure though, you're talking about mandatories. I'm sure if they do a rematch for a unification, I think the WBC, man, they make their own rules up, man. So they'd probably accept that just because they're going to be getting a big check, so they don't give a fuck really.
Yeah, I guess, but I know. I guess Jack's gonna drop it, and I've heard it's gonna be Smith versus Anthony Durrell. I don't know. Is Anthony Durrell looking good these days? I'd rather it be Andre. I want to see how Smith would do against Andre, but I guess it'll be Anthony.
Yeah.
Smith can beat him.
Anthony's obviously still pretty up there in the WBC, and he just fought on Friday. There was a card in Miami when Lara was on, headlined it, and he looked okay. He fought a former Callum Smith opponent, kind of just beat him from post to post, really. I don't know. He looked good, but his level opponent wasn't that good. But I don't know. Him and Callum Smith for the vacant is just a decent fight. I don't mind that fight, to be honest. I hope Callum just doesn't get handed it though. Like, just here's the belt in the post, and now you have to defend it.
Nah, he has to fight him. He has to fight him. I don't think they'll give it to him. They can't hand it to him.
Hope
he has to fight someone at least, and hopefully Anthony Dwell isn't the best opponent, but it's definitely better than anyone Smith's fought before.
Yeah, I'm looking.
And I know Hearn. I don't see. It's nothing. Sorry, I'm changing the subject again. I don't see Hearn. I don't see Degale staying with Hearn now. Because, Hearn did all, Hearn went over there and all that. But that was really because he just wants to secure the Smith fight. Yeah. Now that Degale didn't come back with that WBC, I don't really see him working again with Degale again. He always says, he wants him to come back to London and that. But obviously, Degale's not something that offers in America because, it seems like he's quite popular over there. And Mayweather was talking about he wants to sign him and all kinds of stuff like that. So I don't see the Smith-Degale fight happening anymore. I think the Groves fight would more likely happen now. Because obviously Groves was probably going to get that WBO in it. Whoever belt. Not WBO, is it WBA?
I can't remember who he's fighting Chudinov for. I think it is the WBA.
WBA.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I could see the Groves fight happening now. Instead.
Just going to your point regarding the ringside with Hearn being there and stuff. Did Smith and Gallagher just look like two creeps standing at the side of the ring, man? Like every time, the Sky were going to him, man, it was just like, oh, what have you got? Oh, yeah, I've got Darrell down. So I've got Degale down. Oh, I've got Degale up. It's like, come on, man, no one cares what you guys think. And Frotch is pretty bad. He's like, I'm scoring the fight, but I'm scoring it in the way the judges would score it. And then he's got 10 tens. I put a tweet out afterwards saying, any analysts and commentators that give 10 tens are the fucking worst, man. Exactly. Stop sitting on the fence, just give it to one guy.
I don't understand why he gave... I thought on the commentary, both him and... who was the commentator? Was it Smith?
Adam Smith, yeah.
Yeah, because I know Horning's gone now, thank God. But, yes, I thought they both agreed that Degale got the second, and then they showed Fletcher's card after the fourth, and he had 10-10.
He just makes it up for us.
What's this love with Sky and 10-10s?
That's about it.
First round, okay, I can understand 10-10s. Any round I'll allow it is in the first round, because obviously sometimes they just feed each other out and not a lot's happening. So first round, 10-10, I can give you that. But after the first round, I don't want to see 10-10s in your scorecard.
No, I'm the same. But even in the first round, I don't like giving 10-10s. But I think I've only given 10-10 once in my whole life. So
yeah,
I'm not an advocate of 10-10s. But yeah, just going on what you said earlier about Hearn as well. Mayweather was saying he'd love to sign Degale, and your boy Degale is the guy that likes limelight and that. Do you think that could happen?
Depends, because he's with Heyman, So does he really need Floyd?
Well, Heyman works for Floyd, really, isn't
it? Yeah, I guess, but not really anymore, does he? Obviously,
I think
Floyd don't fight no more.
Yeah, I think he still pulls the strings, though, man. Seriously, I think if Floyd wants something, Heyman will make it happen. So, if he wants Degale to be part of the money team, I can see it happening. Plus, he gets to
if he's a free agent.
Plus, he gets to be close with his sister.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard about that.
Anything else regarding this fight?
Huh?
You got anything else to say regarding this fight?
No. Is anyone else on?
No one else jumped on yet, so...
I'm getting in the zone now.
Yeah, man.
What would you have done if I didn't come on then?
I'll just have to, scrap the show, I think.
Oh, come on, man. Where are they at, man? That was a good card, man. I really enjoyed that card.
Maybe it was fate that you turned up today. But, alright, let's just move down. Gervonta Davis, I know I spoke to you off air. You're not really seeing the guy. Obviously, you've not been watching boxing as much. I said to you that I've seen him before, on Mayweather undercards, fighting lower opposition, doing the work and beating him up and whatever, but always acting a bit cocky as well. He's got that kind of broner, showmanship, and even in his posture and his stance and Some of his mannerisms, he kind of like looks a bit like Broner, southpaw version of Broner, but he really stepped up, really impressed me in this fight against Pedraza. I've seen Pedraza before, I've said it in previous shows. He's decent, good straight punches. He can switch to southpaw and looks just as comfortable, but he got took apart, man. Gervonta was excellent, man. He just... There was the factor of why Pedraza didn't use his range, because I've seen fights previous and he does use his length quite well, and he had a pretty decent reach advantage over Davis, but he just wanted to fight on the inside with his, low hands and thinking like he was, chin of granite, and he was just getting caught with big shots. I don't know what the game plan. I don't know if Machismo took over and thought, I don't want to get beat up by this 22-year-old, which again, the fact that he's 22 and he's shown so much composure and he looks so good and he's such a young age, it's just only good things to see in the future if he's going to keep performing like that. But your initial view on Gervonta Davis?
Yeah, he gave him a beatdown. I was surprised. I've never heard of him. Obviously, I knew Floyd was bigging him up because I watched the press conference, and Floyd was talking about him. Obviously, he's going to talk about him. He's his fighter. And has Floyd had him since he turned pro?
I think he signed him because you think he was training with Broner and stuff, and he's seen him train and he's seen him spar and stuff, and then he signed him up after that. So he's not had him from the start, I don't think. No,
but yeah, Pedraza, obviously, I know Pedraza. Pedraza. I rate Pedraza. He beat up Smith and what was the other fight I seen him? I think when did he win the title?
I think he beat Klimov for the title. I think it was
Klimov. That's it. No, it weren't. Let me get the box rec up. It wasn't Klimov. It was someone else. He beat some. It may have been Klimov. Bear with me.
Yeah, he beat Klimov for the vacant. Yeah.
Yeah. That was impressive.
And then he had a poor performance against Edna Cherry where he didn't look that good.
Yeah, but yeah, he took a beating, man. That was a good fight. I like this. I like that Gervonta Davis. I liked his style. The way he was walking with swagger. I liked it. He was looking good in the ring. Gave him a nice beat down. Won his title. What weight is that? Super feather.
Yeah, 130.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So yeah, there's fights there. There's a couple fights there. Obviously, they're not going to put him in with Lomachenko. So, but yeah, that was a good fight, man. That was a nice beat down. No, every card needs a beat down like that.
Well, you still got to mention the other fight that was really good. I think it was on Showtime at Screen, but I know Sky showed it on their first fight at the broadcast. I think it was a replay when Sky showed it at 2:00. But we'll get into that in a minute. Just again on Davis, man, those uppercut, the left southpaw uppercut, right hook, man, beautiful, and he digs those uppercuts in as well. And again, like I've said with previous fighters, every shot's full power behind it. It's got conviction behind it. There's no tapping coming from Davis, man. And I did think maybe down the stretch he might start to slow a bit and Pedraza might start catching him and stuff. But nah, man, he was consistent up until that 7th round until he stopped him. He didn't look like he was going to slow down before that. So really impressed. I just hopes that he doesn't get the Broner mentality and start thinking he's better than he is, even though he's very promising. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah. Again, that was a nice beat down. So, was that a mandatory then?
No, it wasn't a mandatory. I've been following Pedraza for the last couple of months, and his team kind of whined a couple, I think, in the summertime to Degale saying he's not getting many fights, but then they came back and said we've been offering him fights, but they've been turning it down or saying the money's not right and this and that. So I think Degale just got pissed off with him and said, okay, you've been offered 5 weeks, you're going to fight Gervonta Davis for the title. And he even made it.
Must have been no rematch clause.
Yeah, he said it in his post on interview. No excuses, but it was only 5 weeks. Well, you took the fight, man. So it's up to you if you didn't have a long enough camp.
Yeah, it sounds like they just had enough of him and they want to get that belt from them.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think Degale was a bit fed up of him and just thought, "Fuck this, man. Just feed you to."
Speaking of Degale, not really speaking of Degale, but going on this reminded me. Yeah, Degale in the presser. Hearn kind of flexed on them, innit, in the press conference. He kind of showed them how to promote. Obviously, I think everyone's seen that, the clip of Hearn at the press conference, where he was bigging up the fight. Because obviously Floyd was trying to make it the Floyd show, talking all slow. Ellaby, Ellaby's a bum. And then, but the way Hearn, kind of promoted the show, basically took over, man. Took over, definitely.
In
where
the
he was
ring, though,
talking.
man.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I didn't see that, to be honest.
Oh, you didn't see the press conference before the fight on
No,
IFL?
no.
Okay, because I don't really watch IFL no more. I don't have it subscribed anymore. But sometimes, obviously, when it's big fights, I still go and watch fights. Like obviously, uh, the White Chisora fight, I watched a bit like IFL and stuff like that. Any big fight, really.
No, I missed it. But like, what was he doing? Was he just like being slick in the press conferences, or?
No, he was just breaking down the card very well and talking about women boxing as well. You know, obviously, trying to plug his Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about that in it. I don't understand the big hype about it, really, to be fair. But
Katie Taylor's a beast, man. Stop hating, bro.
It's just funny. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to do the Ronda Rousey, but he needs to watch out because she might get Ronda Rousey.
The thing is, women's divisions are quite like deep. They're quite weak. They haven't got the strength and depth. So I could see you kind of like getting a title pretty soon, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I don't really. I don't know why I'm even talking about this, but like, I just find it weird how. Was she the co-main? I can't remember. Was she the co-main at the Joshua pay-per-view?
Yeah, she was pretty high up in the schedule. I was complaining about that on the show that she was so high.
Like,
yeah, it's just.
I understand why
it?
he's doing it. He's trying to plug her, and obviously he wants to make her a star, but I don't see it happening. You know what I mean?
To me, I hate that as well.
I know it's just random. I don't know. We got into this, but yeah. If you want to go back to what's the card?
Yeah, just the last fight that I saw on that card, Kaitra versus Ali, man. What a fight. It's like the first main card of the year. You got a fight of the year contender and you got a round of the year contender, man. What a great fight.
Yeah, I'd never heard of the... I don't even know his name. I never heard of the other guy. Obviously, I know Kaitra because I remember... hello, you still there?
Yep.
I remember Kev used to talk about him. I remember Kev used to watch him train and that. So obviously I know he's good. But yeah, he took... Yeah, that's a good fight. There's a couple round of the year contenders. You know what I mean? The one where he got back up. I can't remember what round it was. I think it was the third where he got knocked down and he came back up and he nearly knocked him out later in that round.
Yep.
Nearly knocked him down later in that round. That's basically a round of the year contender.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that was a good back and forth fight. What's the black guy called? I don't know his name.
Aleem.
Yeah, he looked good. Is he signed to Mayweather?
I'm not sure. Emmanuel Aleem. I'm not sure who he's signed to. You know. But yes, the first time I've seen him as well. And again, another young guy, 23 years old. I think he's definitely a good prospect. The only problem I think going forward is he's quite easy to hit, man. Because I know Krytov was throwing a lot more than probably what most average middleweights throw because his punch stats were crazy, man. But Aleem was quite easy to hit, man. He was getting caught with a lot of shots.
Yeah, man, that was he was. Both of them, their defense was kind of shit. But again, man, you need them kind of fights, and that's the kind of fights that make me. You know what I mean? I was happy I watched that fight because I didn't even mean to watch that fight. It just came. I just saw it on Sky today. I was bored in my living room, and I just saw it on what's it called? On demand, and I thought, okay, Kaitov, let me see this fight because I did hear it was a good fight, so I watched it. You know what I mean? It was entertaining, man. That was a good fight. And obviously, that's good. They're two up-and-comers. I like seeing, you know what I mean? It's good to see two guys undefeated fighting. You know what I mean? They're both fighting. They know what it is. It's about losing that O. Whoever loses that O, they still got a future, but they have to, you know what I mean? They have to come back. So obviously, Kaitov's still going to have a future. He's got a couple holes. He's not really, what is he? Is he Kazakh or Ukraine?
Ukrainian.
So obviously, he's got that Ukraine push, but you have to work on that defense, man. Maybe he should go work with Loma a bit or something like that. Because, like, that walking forward with the hands up, you know what I mean? You can get exposed against slick guys. And
yeah, they say
that's what happened.
They say he's like 400 or 500 amateur fights, man. But
yeah, like, I don't see it.
No, his upper body movements okay, but his hands are too low, man. Like his hands are below his head, so he just ships punches to the head for no reason. But just going to the fight, man. Great start. Aleem's circling the ring, fast hands, fast jabs. And Kaitra, man, that low hand, and he kept getting hit with that overhand right. But he made recovery well in the second round. Started throwing a lot more shots, and Aleem just started to stand in front of him, getting caught, not moving like he was in the first round. And like you said, Ari, man, round 3, round of the year contender, man. Kaitra started like he did in the second, just loads of shots, just walking him down. but then he got caught with that right hand left hook, and then 2 more, I think, hooks just dropped him on his ass. But he recovered quite well, got up, and then ended up hurting a Lee, man. And that's what I'm saying, man. It's January. It's like midway through January. He already had like a fight of the year contender and a round of the year contender, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, that knockdown, I think he must have hit it with like 4 left hooks in a row.
Yeah, he just kept like slapping him with the same punch.
And then he just fell he just kept hitting him with the same punch. He's like, okay, you're not gonna block it. Let me let me keep throwing this punch.
Exactly.
And then he dropped so slow. It was comical, to be fair. But yeah, it was a good man. That was a good fight, man. That was a good back and forth fight. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I'm gonna try and get back into boxing a bit more this year. To be fair, man, this card gassed me up. I can't lie.
No, but it's for Showtime. I was saying to Leon today, man, it was like it's so good to have like such a solid card of like 3-4 good fights. Man. It's refreshing, man, because the last couple of years have been pretty dry, man. But hopefully, this year is going to be a good year. But my boy Leon jumped on the line. Leon,
hello.
We have a ghost on the line.
I hear a ghost.
He had to come
Easy,
back.
Harry. How you doing?
He had to come
What's
back.
up, Leon? You right?
Yeah, good man.
You had to come back in case you were drunk.
Oh no, this is my walk of shame pod, isn't it?
Nah, it's all right.
What happened? Who'd you pick?
No, you don't want to know.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know what happened last week.
But,
okay.
Ari, I know like you got an early start in the morning, so if you want to get off, you can get off.
No, I'm in the zone. Let's keep going, man. I'm in the zone, man.
All right. Rather than going back to Leon, I'll go back to Leon when you drop off and Leon's Ari. So quickly, let's just talk about the news that came out on Friday: Canelo versus Chavez. Leon, you were saying a couple of weeks ago when there were rumors about this, like a freak show fight, innit?
Yeah, I mean, the whole story. I'm not a middleweight story. Is that's shot to bits now, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, this is just a straight money grab on both sides. But look, I'm Team Serial. I hope Chavez ices him and sends him to hell, man. I'm fuck Canelo. So it won't happen because he'll be drained as fuck. But I mean, I'm definitely fully Team Serial, man.
Ari, you must have heard of this news over the weekend.
Yeah, unfortunately, I heard about it. Again, these are the kind of stupid fights that made me kind of go away a bit. What's the point?
Yeah.
Like, we know what's going to happen. Is Chavez even going to make that weight? Like, come on, man.
It doesn't even matter, does it? The fight will be fought at the weight that they turn up on the day,
Yeah. Who's
money, man.
Chavez fighting with? Is he with Robert Garcia?
No, he's with his old man now, isn't he?
Really? See, I've been out the loop. I don't even know, because I know he's with Garcia at one point. Or did Garcia have enough for him as well?
Was he with Garcia?
I'm sure he was with Garcia for a little while.
That's when he got iced by Fonfara, I think.
He's
and
been
then I
with
think
him.
that was the end of it.
I think there were rumours with it, like going back to Freddie as well, but I don't know. Trainer doesn't make a difference to me because the guy's got no discipline.
But look, this is a catch weight with a half in it, isn't it? Was it 164.5? I mean, it's just
0.33.
He's taking the piss now. He's just pointing at us and laughing, just going, "Look, I can do what the fuck I like." He learned from Floyd, didn't he? He just do what the fuck I like, and if you want the money, you got to behave that way.
Yeah, and like Wasif's saying in the chat, I think there's a stipulation in the contract that if for every pound that Chavez is over, he has to give up $1 million.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah,
Canelo... he's coming in juiced then. He's going to... What was that thing he got caught with once? He was taking Diretics or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, to cover up... Yeah.
He's definitely on Diretics then for this fight.
Oh, for sure. Where is this fight happening?
No way. He's not...
Same T-Mobile. I thought like Texas would have been a better, venue for it, but it's supposed to be T-Mobile in Las Vegas.
How much is that place holding now? That's the new one, isn't it?
Yeah, they say about 20K.
23, okay.
No, 20.
20.
Yeah, but I don't know. I thought Texas might be a bit better, just because it's Mexican weekend as well. I thought they could have just got more gates sales.
Dallas Cowboy Stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
But like 80,000 in there.
The thing is, they have said that they've booked the T-Mobile you know. So things could change. Maybe like they could just give it up and go with the Cowboy Stadium. But sorry, Leon, what are you going to say?
It's just like a pre-season match where like Juventus end up playing Liverpool in Beijing, and some people turn up, and the reason they turn up because it's two big names, not because it's going to be any good. It's what has Chavez done to be in this position to deserve to fight supposedly the biggest star in boxing, especially over on that side of the pond. What has he done other than his dad's name to get into this position? Nothing.
Yep.
It's a mockery, and it's yet another Canelo weight. I mean, he's a cunt. And he's just an arsehole, man. Fuck it. He is though, isn't he? He's just.
No, that's, you know the thing is.
Yeah, go on.
This is the one. Because wasn't Canelo's excuse for the GG fight not happening is that he's not a real middleweight?
Exactly.
Yep.
So now you're fighting this guy who's really a cruiserweight, and you're bringing him down to 164.
I wouldn't say
you're not a middleweight.
I wouldn't say he's a cruiserweight. He's a fat super middleweight.
Yeah, but he's a very big super middleweight.
It'll be 190. It'll be 190 on the night, though, won't he?
Come on, man. Like, does Canelo? I don't know what's going on. You know, I don't have Twitter and all that stuff. Does Canelo get it? Like, does he get it for like the ducking of Triple G?
From the hardcore,
like, dropping the belt, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What do his fans say? Like, that's what I want to know.
But supposedly there was this other offer that Oscar put out there, and that GGG turned down. So it's kind of like it's a fuck. You're better off without it. It's an ugly, ugly mess out there, man. Okay. People are angry on both sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is bullshit. Like, who's going to pay for this other than Mexicans? Well, obviously, Mexicans are the ones usually, you know, they're the ones who do a lot of the buying. So, yeah, they're going to make money, obviously. It's going to sell. But really, it's just a beatdown, you know. What's Chavez going to do? I don't even know what to root for today. You know what, to be fair, I'm not even going to watch it. You know me. I'm not going to watch it. I'm definitely not. I don't know anything these days, to be fair.
So you broke up a bit there, Ari. What do you say?
Sorry, I said I mostly won't even watch anyway, so I don't even want to talk about it.
That's understandable. Just quickly on my thoughts, you know, I've had a weird relationship with Canelo, no homo, but at first I didn't really like him. I thought he was kind of being silver-spooned a bit earlier in his career, but then he really proved to me, you know, when he started fighting higher class opposition, and I kind of jumped on the bandwagon a bit, but I've jumped off again now just because of some of this matchmaking and some of these fights and the way they've acted. He's not a middleweight, they're dropping the belt, but then you're fighting this person, now you're fighting at 164.5.3 recurring. Come on, you know, you're making a joke out of boxing.
0.3, 0.5. Oh, man.
He's making a joke out of the sport we love.
No, forget that. Sorry, I know you're the host, Cam, but forget that shit.
But what, in all seriousness, what is he doing with that bummy belt that he nicked off, that he took from Liam Smith now? Is that gone? Again?
No, he's still got it.
He just dropped it. He throws him around.
No, that's 154.
That's 154 by.
Yeah, that's 154.
Oh shit, it is. Yeah, light middle. I completely forgot. It was light middleweight
again, didn't he? So, and then he's going up another.
So he's just jumping all around, avoiding 160.
Yeah. Basically.
Like, can I just say something? Because I know I haven't been here, but that Charlo knockout against Williams, Jesus Christ!
Wow,
that was good, wasn't it?
I was one. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of them J-Rock guys who always thought when he stepped up, he would. I don't think anyone on this pod ever liked Charlo's. You know what I mean? I was rooting for J-Rock, but gee, that was a knockout and a half, wasn't it?
Amazing.
Fuck, that uppercut. I've seen that uppercut at least 30 times.
That was a great fight up until that point as well, though.
Yeah.
That was.
I guess Charlo was just too big for him, innit?
Yeah, like it's
too big.
It's what I really don't. Before going into it, I just always assumed that J-Rock was the bigger dude, but in the ring, man, Charlo's massive. Yeah,
well, he's a middleweight, really. Isn't he? He's gonna go up the middleweight now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know that was random, but obviously I've been away.
No, it's good. Any other random stuff? That's one fight I saw. What was your fight of the year for last year?
I don't think I watched enough fights, to be fair. Give me a couple of them. Try and jog my memory, and then I'll say.
Did you see Frampton Leo Santa Cruz?
Oh, yeah. My boy Frampton done his thing, you know.
What about
Salido, do it again.
Salido Vargas?
I don't think I saw that.
You haven't seen Conlan versus Nelson. What Thurman Porter? Did you see that?
Oh yeah. That could be actually Furman. Yeah, Furman done his thing again. I can't wait to see Furman knock out Garcia as well. Finally, that guy's gonna take an L.
I hope so, man.
Finally, he's gonna take an L. I don't see how he can beat Furman unless he just lands one of the massive left hooks and knocks him out. Because obviously we know Furman ain't got the best chin.
Best body shot. I think a body shot could hit Furman.
Yeah, well, I think everyone knows I'm a Furman guy. I think Furman's gonna do it. Finally, Garcia's gonna get beat, and Furman will have 2 belts after that, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's a good look, man. Yeah, Furman's gonna take over the division.
Any other random thoughts from Ari?
Joshua Klitschko. I see Joshua beating him because I think Klitschko ain't got nothing left, and obviously Klitschko's been out the ring for over a year. Hey Bellew, Hayes most probably gonna knock him out inside 2 rounds, even though I'm hoping Bellew could do it because I can't stand Hay.
I'm the opposite. I can't stand Bellew, but I don't like Hay.
Yeah,
I'd rather him.
I like Bellew because he's entertaining. I like the banter he's giving him. You know what I mean? You know, like Hayes always thinks he's slick with the words, but Bellew's like just beating him with the words so easy, taking the piss out of him. You know what I mean?
And what do you think about the Frampton-Leo rematch?
Oh, I think Frampton. I think he'll win even easier this time. You know what I mean?
Is that something you'll try and watch?
Yeah, definitely. I'll try and come on a show for that. I'll hopefully. What day is that? 27th. Is that the 27th?
2 weeks, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole card's good.
Yeah, I might try and. Yeah, I think I'm staying in that weekend, so yeah, I'll try and watch.
There's an undercard fight that you want to watch.
Mikey on it, isn't it?
Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, I've seen the undercard's very good. Isn't Selby on that as well?
Yeah, Selby's on.
Yeah,
that as well.
yeah, I'll definitely try and stay up for that, man. Yeah, Selby versus I don't know who the guy's fighting, but yeah, Garcia's back. That's going to be good. Who's he fighting again? Sorry,
Zlatan Cannon.
Oof. Oh yeah, we're fans of Zlatan Cannon on here. I remember when the Burns fiasco.
When Sky went dark for a couple
that was
of
a classic.
Up for power.
That was a classic.
Eddie Hearn pulled the plug.
They pulled the plug, came back, and they had Burns level. Man. That was a classic show. I remember that one.
Yeah, just quickly, it's a bit off topic, but you know when Kovalev fought Ward, and there were the 3 American judges.
I don't see.
A few people hit me up on Twitter saying if it's the Nevada State Commission, then they only use American judges. But one thing is, if that's true, then that's some bullshit. Secondly, why would Frampton agree to fight in Vegas then? Because obviously, you got 3 home judges, might have some home cooking going on.
The money, innit? The money.
Or maybe he's convinced that he'll beat him easier, like you said.
Yeah, I think he will. I've never been the biggest fan of Santa Cruz. Obviously, his style's entertaining, but I've always thought he's beatable, And, Frampton proved it. But, sorry, going back to Ward, obviously I'm random, but just random chat. I don't see what the big complaint was with Ward winning. I had Ward winning that round fight. I think I had it by like one point to Ward. I thought he got back into the fight and Kovalev faded down the stretch.
Again, it was a bit obviously, like Degale Jack. It was a close fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very close.
No, Jack and Degale was closer than Kovalev Ward.
Who did you have? Did you have Kovalev? I know you never.
Easily.
Really? Okay.
Not even
a couple of times. I thought Ward was breaking him down, and the body shots were starting to get to him. And
he was never hurt once in that fight.
I know, but it's about rounds. You have to remember it's about rounds. Yeah. And I thought.
Well, my only issue with that fight is round 10. There's no way that's a Ward round, and if you score that round to Ward, he wins on that, and it's a travesty of a scoring that one round. He did a bolo shot and got punched straight in the face. You should get deducted a point for being pulling that shit.
Yeah, that was funny. All right, we're going off topic.
Sorry.
Let's go back to this weekend, as seen as though we're talking about Degale Jack. Leon, you're not giving your thoughts on the fight. How did you score it? How do you see the fight playing out?
I scored it a draw. There's a lot of Americans crying yellow and blue over this scorecard, weren't they? They're all upset.
Yellow and blue. Is that the Swedish flag?
Swedish flag. Trust me now. Let me tell you one thing now. If Badou Jack was fighting out of Sweden, none of them cunts would give a shit about him.
No, the
Honestly,
TMT fans, isn't it? TMT.
Exactly. If he was just a guy fighting in Sweden, going over to fight in America, they'd just be calling him a Eurobum, wouldn't they? Oh, he's a Eurobum, he's a Eurobum. But because he's Team TMT, they're all crying their tears of domestic violence all over Twitter. But hey, it's a close fight.
He is a guy. Sorry, Harry.
Sorry, Cam, go on.
No, but let me say, that was Degale all over. It's like the same thing again, isn't it? Wins the first four not comfortably, and then what does he do in those middle rounds? And then, to be fair, like Jack was beating him up, wasn't he, for 4 rounds?
Yeah, he was.
And then it got close in the end. It got close. Those 9, 10, 11 were all close rounds.
Yeah, there were a lot of swing rounds.
I think the girl definitely won 10, 11. 9, I think I gave 9. I gave the girl 1, 2. Definitely gave. I don't know. I can't remember if I gave him 3 or 4, but I know in my opinion, he definitely won 3 of the first 4, and then he won 9, 10, 11. In my opinion, so that's 6 rounds. So it's a draw. You know what I mean? It's a clear draw fight, and really, the girl only has himself to blame because he was off balance he was a bit off balance. It was still a good shot, but he was messing around that last round. He kind of switched off. If it weren't for that, he would have won by 1 point, and he would have gone home with 2 belts.
He does it all. It always happens, doesn't it?
Mm.
It's the same thing again and again, and that's it's on him. I think he could have won that fight easier, and Jack was doing some good body work, but I still think, I mean, there's no one of true world class level in that division, is there? I think Froch beats them both, and I hate saying that, but he would have beat them both up.
I don't know. I think Froch. I've always thought Froch was a bit too leaky defense for the girl. Obviously, people can say I'm biased because I'm the girl fan, but I think I've always thought the speed and.
But looking at how pressure
angles,
gets to him.
Yeah, the pressure. Yeah, I guess Froch could boot him. You never know. But
yeah.
I've always thought, obviously, Froch, you know what I mean, his lack of defense. And when you really look back on Froch, he for all the way he fought, he did a lot, man. Like, because his defense was shit. He didn't have reflexes. He was slow. You know. No, I sat back and thought about it the other day. One time I was watching because they keep showing Froch goes 1 a lot of times. I like seeing 2, but they never show 2 a lot. They always show 1, and I just thought, like, fuck, like he was slow in it.
But, I mean, he was. But going back to Jack is, like, honestly, I just think if he wasn't based in the States, they'd just be calling him a front foot plodder, the Yanks. Don't you think? Like, I don't get it. Like, where it's the people in the TMT snapbacks. You can't trust a man wearing a TMT snapback. You can't, man. You should. No man should be walking around with any boxer on their garments. But if I was him, I think Jack felt like he won the fight. And if you were going to give it to anyone, you would probably given it to Jack, right? I think just on if you were in the arena, you think Jack won that fight. I think
I'll give you that definitely because if it was not about rounds and it was just about
momentum,
fight, you know what I mean, like a fight on the road, on the street or something like that, and then you know what I mean, both of them walk away and then you talk with your friends. Oh, who do you think won? You would say Jack. Obviously, the girl was busting.
But rounds, yeah.
But rounds wise, it's a draw in my opinion. You know, even though beat down rounds were Jack. You know, Jack beat him down the 12th. He beat him down the 8th. That was a beat down the 8th. You know, the girl got caught. Body shot definitely hurt him in there. He was definitely hurting. You know, but he showed survival. He
showed grit, man.
Yeah, showed grit.
He did.
Sound like Froch really respects him now, but maybe Froch just chatting shit. I don't know.
And to be fair, he wants that rematch, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He looks like he wants that rematch. But Badou Jack's going up to.
I think Jack.
Play around in Murderer's Row.
Because Cam said something earlier about apparently the reason he wants to go up is because he's been on a strict diet. He most probably just wants to start eating again. He don't want to go for another camp of salad only, and you know what I mean. He most probably misses his steaks.
No sugar.
You know what I mean? No sugar, no carbs. He most probably wants to start eating a bit more. He looked depressed. He was like, "Oh no, light heavyweight." He was thinking, "No, I can't do it. I can't do another." It's
true. When he said like rematch, you know you could see his brain thinking, "Shit, man, another 3 months of dieting. Fuck that. Go to light heavy."
But there are some horrendous punches up in that division.
Yeah,
even on his side, man.
I don't see what you do up there, man.
he does everything reasonably well, but I mean, I still think he's a B, man. I think I don't know. People rate him, and he has done well to get back to where he is, but I just think you got to be beating that guy, man.
No, he ain't beating the top three up there. Like I said earlier before you come on, he ain't beating the Kovalev, he ain't beating the Ward, he's not beating a better beast. You know, if he still fight anyone, he should fight Stevenson. I'd root for him versus Stevenson because I don't fuck with Stevenson, but I'd root for him versus him.
But that power is lethal.
Yeah, but that
left hand says, yeah. Even against someone like that Joe Smith Jr. I'm not saying he beats him, but that guy is big dude, and I just don't think Jack's not super big up there, and he was using his strength. And he was trying to walk him down, wasn't he? So he was trying to bully Degale. It's not like he's going to be all slick up there, is it?
Yeah, you won't be able to do that.
He was walking him down. He was a front foot fighter.
Yeah,
which I love. That I was taking some enjoyment from the TMT twins rooting for the front foot plodder. I did enjoy it. I also like to see that people can be as professional athletes and promoters can be as childish as we are when fights go against who we picked. Because Floyd was having a little tantrum there, wasn't he?
Oh, that was awful, man.
It was funny. It's like, oh, good, you're on our level. You're down here in the gutter with us.
But speaking of Joe Smith Jr., sorry, I have to say it, but I can't believe Hopkins went out like that, man.
went out the ring, literally like that.
Literally, it's like God's had enough. Like, get out of here, be up, man. Go retire, man. You know what I mean?
But he was still trying to get. He was still acting. Yeah, still trying to get him disqualified, even though he got
trying to get that no
contest. He pushed me out, man. He pushed me out. No, you got hit with 3 clean shots, man.
Oh man.
Talking of clean shots, Cam, that middleweight fight, that was ridiculous, wasn't it? On the undercard.
Aleem.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the highest level, but it was fun as fuck.
Yeah, me and Ari
they were landing all over the place, weren't they?
It was the first kind of week of main boxing of the year, and in that fight, you had possibly a round of the year contender and the fight of the year contender roll into one. It was really good. That third round was awesome.
That's when he made him do the little moonwalk back into the corner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When Khrushchev caught him and did a little moonwalk into the corner.
After he'd been dropped as well.
Because I thought he'd punched the B-side, the guy from, where was he from?
Aleem.
Yeah. I thought he punched himself out, because in that third and fourth round, those punches were doing nothing. But suddenly, I mean, I don't know where he got that power from to finish him at the end. But that was a good fight.
No, really good.
It was all really good. The whole card was good.
No, it was Showtime. That's what I like about Showtime. They don't fuck about. Like, if they're going to be paying for fights, they pay for good quality, good matchups. Even like the upcoming schedule was really good as well. It's, very competitive, even fights. But what about Javante, Leon?
He's very good, isn't he? But he reminds me of like early Floyd, when Floyd used to let his hands go. Don't you think? But with even more venom.
No, that's a good shout, because I was saying
he had little Floyd about him, and I liked Pretty Boy before he mutated into what he is now. He used to let his hands go and he used to beat people up, and he beat the shit out of Pedraza, didn't he?
You know what? You can say that, yeah. That's actually, I never think about that, but people might think I'm going over the top, but now that I think about it, that reminded me a bit. It wasn't slick, but it reminded me a bit of Floyd versus Gatti.
Yeah.
Like, that was a pure beatdown. You know what I mean? Obviously, Floyd versus Gatti was different because Jesus Christ, Gatti took it. Like, I still watch that something on YouTube. The way Floyd was just kind of taking the piss out of him, like the speed. But now that I think about it, it was similar to that, innit? Like the way he caught him was just landing on with ease. Everything he was throwing was just landing. Pedraza was just there trying to slip, doing fuck all. I don't know.
And to be fair, Pedraza didn't stop trying, did he?
Yeah.
He was trying to get into the fight all the time. But, I mean, he was getting teed off. I mean, it was pretty brutal, that ending, wasn't it?
Pedraza thought whooping like
he
a wolf
looked a
would
bit
help him.
ragdolly, wasn't he?
What was all the whooping about? Woof, woof, woof.
But you'd rather be clean ice than that thing where you're falling around taking 5 or 6 shots, but you're like hardly standing up.
Man. Can I say one thing as well? Sorry, I'm being random. I'm going off soon. Sorry. The Kaito fight, I watched it again. I said I watched it today. Is it me or was the bell kept going off? Did anyone else say that?
Maybe it's your smoke alarm.
Nah. No, I don't hear the smoke alarm, man. I'm used to that shit, man. I've lived in this house my whole life. But so maybe it was the link I had on demand, but I thought the bell kept going out off every minute.
To be honest, I've watched that twice and I didn't hear any bells, so maybe it was something on the link on demand or something.
Because I thought when the first time I heard it was when Kaito was getting hurt in the first round, I thought maybe someone was doing something dodgy, trying to help him. Because what fight was it once where the bell went early when the guy was getting beat up?
Bradley
versus
Bradley.
Bradley versus Vargas.
Oh yeah, and obviously it happened in Hey Chisora when Hey was getting hurt. But yeah, I thought I just kept hearing the bell. I don't know, maybe it was the link I had wasn't good, I don't know.
PM Versus in the chat said the bell kept going off in Krytov's head.
But what weight, I forgot, what weight is Davis at? Who are the other champions?
So you got Vargas, WBC.
Yeah.
You got Lomo, WBO.
Lomo.
And you got super featherweight Vargas. You got Corrales, who just beat Uchiyama in. He's got the super title.
That's a beast. He's got the super division, that isn't it?
He's got the super title. And Jason Sosa's got the regular, I think.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Did you say Uchiyama lost?
Yeah, he lost last March, and then
got iced.
He got iced.
Shit,
and then
he got iced last March.
Yeah, and then they had the rematch in December, and he lost that as well on points.
Damn.
That division is lethal, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's a really good division, man.
Oh God, Ari, man, did you watch our boy just fall apart against Lomachenko?
Oh shit, man! I need to ask you about your Caribbean brother, man.
My Caribbean brother.
You've been a bit quiet about him, man. What happened?
You know what's funny? I forgot about that because I didn't watch it live, but I did see it, and he just gave up, man. I don't know, man.
Bro, is that one of the worst quits that you've seen?
Yeah, man. He just thought, fuck this. Like, let me get back to my beach.
Catch my check.
Let me get this check. Let me buy my house. And let me just relax on that beach. Because, nah, man, Lomo, fuck. Oh, yeah. Lomo showed him. I can't lie. But I did think Lomo was going to win. Because Walters hasn't been the same recently.
No, there was something definitely. I think there was something up. It's not, it wasn't all Lomo's dazzling skills. There was something else going on, I think.
Yeah, but
gave him a beat.
I know you've got an early start in the morning, so I want to thank you for jumping on. It's been good conversation.
No problem, Cam. I'll try and get back for the Frampton fight. Is there anything on next week?
Nah, it's dead next week.
Channel ITV4.
I'll try and get back for the Frampton fight then, because I'm going to be definitely watching Frampton. That's a good card, man. It's good to see Mikey back. I'll be rooting Saturn Cannon though, just because we've been rooting for Saturn Cannon for a while, since the Burns fight.
Just because we discovered him, innit?
Yep. I remember he won me points against that guy as well. I can't remember what guy it was.
In the prediction league.
Fight where, that guy fought, and a lot of people were choosing the other guy. Let me quickly watch Wreck It, or someone in the chat might know I'm talking. I don't even know the spell side kind of fucking on. I just typed.
Who did he fight?
It was remember what guy I'm talking about?
He thought the Southpaw. Yeah. What's his name?
Yeah.
And he smashed him up, didn't he?
Yeah. He beat him up. I don't even know the spell side kind of fucking on.
No, he was him.
But yeah, let me try to go with Mikey then. Before that. Yeah, bear with me, guys. Sorry about this.
Yeah.
I've got it. He fought Ivan Redcatch.
Yeah, I remember. I had him in that. That was a good fight. So yeah, I'll be rooting for him. But Garcia must probably win because I know Garcia hasn't been out of the gym, even though he's must have got ring rust.
No, he looked
Garcia
good
came back earlier.
fight.
Okay, exactly. Then yeah, that's a good fight, man. So, and then obviously that's a very good card again. Is that Showtime again?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, on Sky, I think. Sky.
Showtime are flexing.
Yeah, Sky picked off. Showtime. I got Thurman versus Garcia.
You know what? That could be pay-per-view. When you really think about it.
It could be, but I'm glad it's not.
I'm surprised it's not.
But that's That's the standard it should be.
Santa Cruz is quite popular. Mikey's popular.
I think
got
it's
3 world title fights, you know.
I think it's the lower weights a bit. If they were like welterweight and above, I think maybe, but you know.
But that could be pay-per-view compared to like I don't even want to get into it. I'll leave it on a Hearn rant. Compared to Hearn basically getting saved by Chisora and White, they're the ones who should have got most of the money from that pay-per-view, not fucking Joshua fighting Molina. Who I don't think he landed a punch. You know,
pathetic. Yeah, it's pathetic.
That card I thought was quite shit. Everyone, you know, it was one of them Hearn cards where it's all about the names and not the opponent.
Yep.
And let me quickly shit on Quig. Like, why was he fighting a super bantamweight? and then he's just there talking about Frampton every bloody second.
Yeah, he's obsessed. He's dangerous.
Well, live your life, man. Do your thing, man. You know what I mean? You don't need him. Do your thing, man. He beat you up, man.
He's like
maybe nice money on your head.
He's like an ex-girlfriend that's just stalking him.
You know what I mean? He's like an ex-girlfriend. Still got the picture up. Still got the pictures around the house. Babes, I miss you.
Keep texting every day even though you get no response.
Yeah, all right, man. Yeah, it was good being back, guys. Thank you. I'll definitely try to get back for Frampton.
Nice.
No worries, man. Good to have you on.
All right, man. I'll chat to you guys later.
Take
care.
See you later. Leon, did you want to finish with Javante? Anything else you want to mention? But yeah, just like you said, that division's pretty deep.
He's real good, isn't
fights,
he?
Yeah.
But I mean, it'd be interesting to see what they do with him. But I don't know how many guys are on that Haven side who can.
I'm just thinking
in that division.
I think he could possibly fight Corrales or Sosa, but everyone else is really on the other side. I think so. Yeah.
No, they'll keep him busy. But I mean, he's done that. What? How is he? 22. It's impressive.
It's crazy that fact he's 22 as well.
And he looked. I mean, because it's difficult because he was getting a lot of knockover jobs, but he definitely Pedraza is probably the easiest champ, but he's not a mug, is he?
No, but he did fight a terrible game plan, though. To be fair, like he was just standing.
Yeah, terrible.
He was on his chest, his hands low, one across his chest, and you're just getting shipped with shots, man. It's like, yo, you got longer reach. Use your range. Fight on mid to long range. Why are you fighting him on the inside? He's smaller than you. It was terrible.
But I think he was just getting hurt, Cam, don't you? And he was like just having a rest on him.
Yeah, people do that. Like, when people start getting hurt, they think that you're safer on the inside, but sometimes you're not.
Not when the guy's been landing uppercuts on you all night.
Those uppercuts were a thing of beauty as well.
Yeah, he was very impressive. And his backhand, throwing the left hand as, the lead left hand was very good when he used it later on. But, I mean, it was a fantastic card in general, I mean... I know it seems to me that a lot of people in the States thought that Jack got robbed. And Floyd was saying that he got robbed in his last fight. Well, if you keep on getting in, is he putting himself in those situations to get robbed? If it starts happening, if it's 2 in a row, it's maybe something he's doing that the judges don't like. But, I don't know. I think going at 175 is... Well, it'll be interesting because he has improved, but I think he gets smashed to bits up there, really.
I agree to that.
Just because those guys are big, man. They're big dudes, aren't they?
Yeah, like you said, Joe Smith, Jr., Fonfara, even the mid-level guys give him issues, never mind the top guys.
Because they're big, aren't they?
Yep.
He's good coming forward, he throws good body shots, but I think... he'll be coming against people who are willing to get in there and trade with him, and who are, all going to be big as punchers, because he's not a monster puncher, is he? And I think you've got to be a big puncher up there.
He has got a good guard, though, man. I was saying it to Ari earlier, his elbows are tucked, his head's mostly covered, man. He doesn't take a lot of flush shots.
That's true, but, power difference. Degale's not a huge puncher, is he? Anthony Durrell's proven not to be the big puncher that we thought he was. He's not. He's a C-level guy, really, isn't he? Anthony Durrell.
Yeah, no, I don't really rate Durrell, but we'll get onto him because I don't know if you saw the card. Did you see the Friday PBC card?
I saw the guy take a dive.
Oh my god!
And that's it.
The Rabbi Yuri Furman, man. he got hit with like a half a punch and went down like he got shot.
Yeah, it's just Lara is just a waste of talent now, isn't he? I mean, he's had the most pointless PBC career out of all of them since it started, hasn't he? I mean, he's fought really very, very, very low opposition. It's Delvin Rodriguez, this guy, and who else has there been?
He fought Zavek, he fought Matarosian, and I agree with you. Skill set wise, I think he's incredible, but what's the point when you're fighting this level opponent? So Yuri Foreman's not fought in a long time. Matarosian wasn't a bad fight because Farnes is okay, and it was like a rematch because the first one ended with a big cut. Zavek, like he was basically more or less retired. Dalvin's awful. Before that was Ishe Smith. Before that was Canelo. So he's had 5 fights of no meaning in the last 3 years. It's like you're just pissing your career away.
And all he says is, "I want to fight Triple G," but is he still at 154 and he's on the wrong side? Like, just go and make some real fights. No. Like, give up saying the name Triple G because he's not getting you anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
It's pointless, and whether or not you like Triple G, you don't like Triple G. Lara saying, "I want to fight him," but then staying at the division below. It's pointless, him saying it. If he wanted to fight so much, you go up to 160, you get on the the path, don't you, to try and fight him.
Did you just see the uppercut, that kind of half-court Foreman on Twitter, or did you actually see the fight? Because even
no, I didn't. I'm not watching that shit, man.
Well, I watched it, and the commentary team were like trying to blag it. Like they were commentating on the replays, and they were like, "Yep, that was a beautiful uppercut that caught him and it dropped." It's like, what? I've got eyes, you know. There's no point trying to trick me. I'm not stupid.
Well, even Carl Frampton said the uppercut was a thing of beauty. It's like, look, Carl, on Twitter, I was like, what are you watching?
Maybe Carl needs to go Specsavers.
No, I think it's just Team PBC, isn't it? It's all that stuff. But skill-wise, Lara's good, man. But he's just, what is he doing? I mean, he obviously moves no tickets. He's fighting no one important and running his mouth. It's just pointless.
Yeah. Just quickly, Darrell fought an old opponent of Callum Smith, just beat him pillar to post. Really, not much to say. It was a big mismatch, and he was kind of showboating as well, like putting his arms behind his hands and stuff like that. Which I thought
against a lower level opposition, it's pathetic.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I hate that. Like, if you're doing it against the top guy in your division, I love it.
If you're when Fury was doing it to Vlad, or when you do it against A versus A, no problem.
Yeah.
But A versus C or D, it's just not on, is it?
You look worse. It's like you taking the piss out of someone that's disabled or something, or not in as bad as that, but you make yourself look like a cunt, basically. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, and then just on that same card, it was it on that card? Let me just check. Yeah, Payano made a comeback against Carranza. Payano's really good, man. Southpaw. I think it was his first fight after that second Rasheen-Warren fight. Yeah, it was. He looked good, man. In and out. Good angles. Good head movement. Really fun to watch. He's saying that maybe he wants that third fight with Warren, so we'll see how that goes. Just quickly on that show Extreme, there was one undercard fight that we didn't mention. I watched it today. It was Thomas Delorme.
Not Delorme.
Yeah, versus Brian Jones. Did you know Delorme signed with TMT? Because I didn't know until that point. They were mentioning.
I heard it earlier in the week, but
yeah,
another weird signing.
They're saying that.
Like, I guess he's still got some fights in him.
It's not too bad, man. Like he's got really good straight punches. His hand speed's decent, and that. I just think he could pick his punches a bit more, because it's a bit like Degale. He throws for the sake of throwing, but he's not really picking it. Like, he could have just try and go for exact shots on the head or on top of the head or just under the elbow or something. But yeah, he's saying it's at 147 now. There's decent fights for him out there. It seems like if you go to TMT and train, the TMT gym, and you train, and like a few people say, "Oh, this guy's alright," they just end up signing you. So like, Maybe there's hope for some Lim's in the TMT sometimes. Maybe he's gonna get snapped.
If he can get himself down there.
Yeah, he might get signed by Floyd soon.
No good, man.
But yeah, that was a bit of a mismatch. Even though the guy had a chin, it was just a one-sided fight, man. I'm glad the ref just stopped it because it wasn't really necessary. But that's all I got for the review, Leon. Obviously, we touched on Canelo Chavez, but there's some other fights announced during the week. First one was Mr. Hearn announcing Burns versus Ndongo. It's weird, Leon, because obviously we've seen that brilliant knockout of Ndongo against Troy Vonsky, but I've not seen much of him because it ended so fast, so I don't really know how this fight's going to play out. I'm going to have to do my research, watch him a bit, but Ricky's got
I've watched him a little bit.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. He might not be very good, Cam.
All right, so this easy. So Ricky's going to be
he's
unified
all right,
champ,
but he's a bit basic.
So Ricky's going to be a unified champ then?
Well, I don't know. He might be able to. If he ices him like he iced that other guy, thing of beauty. No, I want Ricky to win. I'd like him to be a unified champion. He deserves it. He's been fucked around enough by this game, hasn't he?
That's true. That's fair.
I mean, Hearn was going to use him as just started throwing him into any old fights, and then he realised that he was a decent commodity, didn't he? Again.
He was on like Josh Warrington undercards against nobodies.
Yeah, it was a bit embarrassing for a bit. But the other thing is, we say that he would be, everyone would be after him, wouldn't they, for that fight? I didn't think Hearn would get it done that quickly, but everyone sees that as an easy belt grab, don't they?
I so thought it would be like the Troy Vonsky rematch, so obviously they didn't have no clause or any type of contract with him.
But he's old. He's an old dude. He might just retire, that Troy Vonsky. He might just had enough.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, another fight that was announced today, and I was talking to you about it. David Lemieux versus Curtis Stevens on the 11th of March in Turning Stone Resort and Casino in Verona, New York. Decent fight.
Yeah, you can't be unhappy with that fight. It's one of those things. Actually, all the hardcores will build it up, and it'll be a sack of shit, won't it? But on paper, it should be a full-on war, shouldn't it?
Yeah, like both guys are easy to hit. Both guys have got big power, so it should be a really fun fight with multiple knockdowns and fingers crossed.
And let's be honest, they both went round. They both went reasonably far with
Golovkin.
Triple G, so they could obviously take a reasonable punch. So it could be really, really good, couldn't it?
If you had to make a pick, who would you pick? I'd probably pick Lemieux, to be honest, because Stevens sometimes turns off. He kind of switches off sometimes.
I don't trust either of them. It's a difficult, it's a proper shootout thing. But I think Lemieux will probably... Yeah, I think Lemieux stops him. Maybe early as well.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that. That's a good scrap, man.
But it's a good fight because it doesn't bother me who wins, as long as it's good. I have no dog in the race.
Alright, this one's not being officially announced, but it's heavily rumoured now. Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn, possibly in Australia, man. Like, why are they doing this to us, Leon?
This is that final world tour that rock and roll band go on, and they say it's going to be their last one, and then they're doing 20 years later, they're still doing it,
Yeah.
But who did Jeff Horn beat recently?
Jeff Horn just beat a guy on the undercard of Joseph
Didn't
Parker.
He have some kind of good win recently that put him in this position?
He had a decent win on that Joseph Parker Ruiz undercard, but it wasn't really a big name where you think, he's really stepped up now. The guy that he fought was called Funeko. He was like kind of aged, like road warrior, and he did have a good win recently when he went to Russia and he got a win over a Russian guy who got a split decision. But yeah, he didn't. It's not really some high level step up fight where you think, okay, now he's put himself in the limelight and he deserves a Pacquiao fight. Even though the word deserve in boxing doesn't really mean shit anymore, to be honest.
Look, Bob's not stupid, and he knows there's one thing Australians are fucking stupid about is sport. So he's just going to go down there. He's just pillaging the casuals. He's just taking their money. because they'll buy into it.
It's shit though. Like
Australia will buy because they love their sport. So he's just mugging them all.
What has Manny done in the last couple of years though?
This is a pay-per-view fight as well, for sure, because I think Australia's like Canada, isn't it? Everything's pay-per-view.
Yeah, it'd be pay-per-view over there, but I don't know what's going to happen in the States. You'll probably try and make it pay-per-view in the States, but I think Bob Arum said if they can get enough revenue, they might not have it as pay-per-view in the States, but it depends.
But why would anyone buy that in the States?
You wouldn't think.
It's against a no mark, and not someone they haven't heard of, and it'll be on a stupid clock, won't it? Unless they fight at the equivalent of 10 o'clock in the States.
Yeah,
which I guess would be like quite early in the morning.
Yeah, but they've done that before. Didn't the Rios fight, weren't they fighting early morning on the Sunday to make it live in the States for like regular times?
Oh yeah, maybe, yeah. But I think Australia's quite a big... No, it's probably about the same difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a strange... What... If they are in any way... I think this proves they're not considering fighting Crawford on any level. Because if you're going to fight Crawford, you've got to fight him now while Manny's still got something left in the tank. So doing this suggests that we will never get that fight.
I agree, and it's unfortunate, and it seems that he doesn't want to pass the mantle over just like he took it off Oscar, and that's just how it goes. Some people are selfish, they don't want to hand the key over to someone else and just retire, and they just want to keep going, just milking the boxing fans.
I wouldn't mind, like if he just said, I'm not going to fight Crawford, I'm going to retire, fine. Like, everyone leaves someone behind, don't they? Like, whenever someone retires, there's always a name or two.
Yeah.
Should have fought them, but
it always calling out Kozagi, and Degale was calling out Frotches. There's always one guy always calling you out.
There's always someone left behind. And if it's Crawford with Pacquiao, that's fine, but it's not fine if he fights another 4 or 5 times against nobody's, like, all over the world.
I totally agree.
Although some people will say he's doing the right thing, he's being, he's taking boxing to different parts, but not when it's a cash grab.
No, I agree. It's unfortunate, but
if there was a real beast down in Australia who was really making waves, and Manny went down there and did it, you go, all right, okay, he's fighting a young guy that we all rate and go into his backyard, fine. But I don't think any of us believe that this guy's going to beat him.
Nope. All right, Leon. Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. I'm still reeling from last week, so I'm just... Yeah, I've got nothing else. Has there been nothing else, any other news this week?
No, I looked through it today just to see if there was anything, and no, we kind of covered most of it. Next week's pretty dead, so unless any fights...
And so is it ITV4 next week, isn't it? The Poxon card.
Which card is that? You were saying it when Harry was on, but I was getting a bit confused. Which card is
it? I think it's this weekend, isn't it? It's Robbie Davis Jr., who left Matchroom to sign with Poxon, and I think it's on ITV4. And yeah, it's their new kind of
foray into
beginning
boxing.
of a new, yeah, exactly. Because they had that one thing with Frampton as a tester, and it obviously did all right. And they're going back, and I guess Richard Poxon's been around a while, hasn't he? So
no. Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. Yeah, ITV4. Jack Anfield's on that as well. I've seen Jack Anfield before. I think he fought on Channel 5 against Blackwell. Ryder. No, he started Ryder and Blackwell. Yeah.
He fought Blackwell on
Channel 5, was it?
Channel 5 before he fought
Ryder on Sky.
And then Eubank. Yeah. It's it. Oh no, I think it might have been after Ryder, but I can't remember exactly. But
he's not fought.
Yeah,
he's not fought Eubank.
No, but before he fought in between Blackwell fighting Ryder and Eubank, I think he was the fight in between them. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right, okay.
But it's boxing on a terrestrial channel. If we can't complain about terrestrial, companies not being involved in sport. If we don't watch the card, even though it's not great, if we don't watch it and the figures aren't there, if we're really committed to the sport, you've got, unfortunately, look, at least record it and delete it, because that counts. You know
me.
You can record it, watch 5 minutes of it, and then delete it.
I'm going to be watching that shit.
Say that again?
I'm going to be watching that shit.
I'll watch it, but that's the thing, is we can't bitch and moan, and then they start trying to give you something, and then go, no, but that's not exactly what I wanted.
No, I'll watch it. I just hope it's better than that. What was that? Chips and Mash. Remember that terrible...
Oh, yeah. They're starting very low level, aren't they? He's only signed a few people recently.
You read anything about who the team are going to be commentary at and stuff like that?
Well, it's Mark, what's his name? The guy from Channel...
Mark Farrow?
No, from 5 Live, the guy with the unfortunate surname. Oh, yeah, Mark Pugash, that's it.
Well, he's not too bad.
He's all right. But, yeah, it'll be... But if they're serious, they could make real inroads. Into Hearn's stable, because you can get good viewing figures on terrestrial TV. And if you're a low-level guy at Matchroom, why wouldn't you want to potentially... Look, this guy's Robbie Davis Jr., who was always the 5:30 fight, is now a headline fighter on a terrestrial channel. It might only be 4, but, I mean, it's got to be tempting to some of those Matchroom fighters.
I don't know. Shams 1000 in the chat saying that the guy's been pulled out of the main event, so I don't know if that's going on.
What? Who's been pulled out? His opponent or Robbie Davis Jr.?
He just said, but the guy. But I'm trying to Google it now, but I can't really see if there's any news on it. Hopefully, Shams will respond and give us some details.
Well, don't worry, because Lara Foreman is on this Saturday at 10 o'clock.
On Spike, a week later.
Yep, a week later. Yep.
What's Spike UK doing, Leon? Come on.
Mental.
I found it hard getting hold of those fights as well. Even though they were shit fights, I still wanted to watch them. But when Spike have a platform in the UK, why are they not showing it? I actually looked at what Spike was showing at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was something bullshit, which they could have just put the Lara fight on there.
Because whatever happens, Spike UK would have to buy it from Spike US. So it's going to cost some money, and if no one's tuning in to watch that, are they? So it's not like Spike US would just give it to them for free to play. So what? They're not going to spend that money, and it's Channel 5, isn't it? Channel 5 control that channel. Yeah,
it's true. Bummy Channel 5.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, if that fights off, that's very frustrating because that's the first time that the ITV have tried it. So I hope it isn't, and we should all watch it, even if it's dog shit.
Watch it and give them the viewing figures.
Yeah, just because we want them to. If we're all going to moan about Hearn, we need these people involved. So we need to build them up to make them strong, so they can fight Hearn. Hearn was pathetic, wasn't he? Going back to Degale, hiding in the corner in that interview.
He looked like a creep just in the corner, just like looking over his shoulders, trying to get.
I don't want to get involved. It's pathetic.
Yeah, but quickly, apart from this card that you mentioned on ITV4, not really much going on next week, is there?
No, it's all about that build up to that card, that Frampton card, isn't it? I mean, that's just that's a hell of a card, man.
Yeah, so we're probably just talking in news and review that next week, because not too much.
Yeah, then it's the Eubank.
The Eubank show.
That could be an epic fail, couldn't it? Because is it still just the main event that's tenner?
I've heard a lot of things. The last thing I heard
was...
That's
clear as mud, isn't it?
The last thing I heard was undercard's going to be free on ITV4, but the main event on ITV1 is 10 quid, 12 quid, something like that. I don't know.
Oh, they must have a different... I don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. It's like, I don't watch a lot of ITV. I watch enough to have seen an advert. I ain't seen shit.
Yes.
Have you seen anything? It's weird that you step into the market. I mean, whatever we say about Sky, if they're going to do something, you're getting both barrels, aren't you? You're going to know about it continuously.
I've said it before.
I haven't seen one promo.
People at ITV are going to get sacked over this shit because it's going to be such a big flop.
But the guy who's head of ITV boxing or something, or sports, used to work for Hearn.
Well, that's why he used to work for Hearn, because he was shit.
Maybe, but you'd think he'd have a bit more sense.
Maybe it's Ted Cheeseman that no one's seen box.
Exactly.
Maybe
But
he's
it's
the boss
also-
of ITV Sport.
It's the first rule of, like, you give away your first hit free, don't you?
Yeah, like they should have given that free then put Golovkin
Try this.
on
Yeah.
pay-per-view or something.
Just
But-
give the Eubank should have built it up and given that fight away for free, and then try to get a bigger guy for the money, and they could have charged, and it would have probably worked. But I still see it doing 20, 30,000, Cam, because there's casuals. People will buy into it. Eubank's got enough fans, I think, to get that.
Yeah, I saw a few people on Twitter saying don't estimate the amount of like casual fans that Eubank actually has, which does make sense because there are the people that remember his dad and the younger guys that just have seen him fight and they have been impressed with him, but they don't really know that his level of opponent has been weak. So I guess there will be a small amount of people, but I don't know. I just think people don't really.
And it's all the Instagram and all that shit. All those people.
Snapchat.
He's got a lot. I don't understand that well, but people seem to be into him on that. But I'm telling you, people have easily fooled.
No, that's true. That is true. We'll see what happens. But even like my boy Caught Music in the chat said, how do you even buy it? It's true. Like, I don't even know the method you would have to do. Would you go through on your Sky EPG? If so, then what do people do on Freeview and other platforms, Virgin, etc.? Like, how would they buy it? So
I think you've got to phone up. From the only poster I've seen, you've got to phone up Sky.
that's some old school shit, man. You got to phone someone to buy a pay-per-view, man. We're in
To set it up.
2017.
I think you've got to phone it to set up the ITV pay-per-view channel, if you see what I mean. So you get that set up and then you pay for it. Because I've looked on those pay-per-view channels and it's not there. Because they'll be right next to each other. Because it's all the Sky Sports box office. Then it's Box Nation and there's nothing there. Unless it's I couldn't see it. Anyway, that's how I spend my time, Cam, looking for ITV pay-per-view channels.
You need some hobbies, Leon.
Yeah, I need to take a close look at myself.
All right, Leon. If there's nothing else, shall we call it a night?
I think no one else has turned up, have they? So yeah, I guess that's it.
No worries. All right. I want to thank you for jumping on, Leon. Obviously, Ari was on earlier. Great to have him back.
Brilliant to have Ari back.
Yep. I want to thank all the people in the chat. I'll give them a quick shout now. We got Basileos, Tony Ayo, Kiwi Bill, our homie Bill from New Zealand, Wasif1, Nunez 83, Mr. Fix, Mr. Dermo, Kevlar, Court Music, Jason268, Jack Captain, PM Versus, Nesmatic, Jas, Shams 1000, Local Mexican, Danny Yankee, and 11 guests. Thank you all. We appreciate it. Thank you all the people that download the show week in, week out. We'll be back next week. Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Dude, man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
You're a newbie.
No, I ain't new, man.
If my fucking next door neighbour became the #1 flyweight in the world, you know what I'd do? I'd fucking walk past the cunt.
Derek, how you doing, bro?
I was physically burning you, blood.
I disagree.
First time I hear the show, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos a Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
I get home and she's like, what the fuck? Me and the kid are here. Why don't you get home and talk to us? I'm like, man, you guys don't know shit about boxing.
Kel, how does it feel to be the new IBF champion?
Feels great. Do we really dive into the black hole right off the jump?
I think he's hiding glass. Just to play devil's advocate.
You want one portion of crow or 2 portions of crow?
Give me 2 portions with a supersized fries and a large drink, please.
I can't stand him, what? I'm Scottish.
Cringe side?
But you won't rush Anthony fucking fat ass Joshua, would you?
He's not fat.
How about you tell us what you weighed for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. UK time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.